Some of the things I know you guys are always intrigued by are my setups and the gear that I use. So we have my YouTube studio set up right over here where all the magic happens, is where I film all my videos. On the other side of the room, we got my Nintendo Switch home theater, which is a giant 100-inch screen looking so very cool. So today we're actually going to be taking a look at both my YouTube studio setup back there and my Nintendo Switch home theater over here. So let's check them out. What is up, my friends? It's Ray back here, and it's been a while since I've taken you guys behind the scenes of my YouTube studio and my home theater gaming setup, so I figured we would change that today. This is the space where all the magic happens, where the videos you see come to life and the games I love to play get played on a massive 100-inch screen. It's the ultimate productivity man cave. Hey Google, turn on the studio lights.
Sure, turning on 9 things.
So let's start things off with my gaming setup. This is where I mostly hang out and play my Nintendo Switch. It's not the most elaborate setup compared to others, but it's simple, comfortable, and immersive, which is why I really enjoy it. It works for the space I have now and sets a template for what I can build upon down the road. The projector I'm using is actually the most recent upgrade to my setup. It's the BenQ TK700 STI, and you may recall me making a video on it a few months back. This is BenQ's latest 4K HDR gaming projector that just looks simply stunning. No matter if I use my Switch, PC, or Apple TV 4K, visuals are extraordinary out of this projector. Whether your home theater is big or small, the TK700 STI is a projector that will no doubt take your setup to the next level. My gaming setup is actually quite small and minimal, but man oh man does this projector make a huge difference. It sits on top of a Norwood commercial AV cart, which is kind of like one of those things that teachers would roll into a classroom and everyone would get hyped for movie day. I kind of have one of those things here. It's about a few feet away from the screen and casts roughly a 100-inch beautiful vibrant image. So that's my gaming setup in a nutshell. It's simple and to the point. Let's check out next the YouTube studio, which is right on over here. Hey Google, turn on the studio lights. They're already on. All right, my friends, so here we are at my YouTube studio setup, the place where all of the magic happens and my videos come to life. Over the years, this space has gone through many different changes, but now I feel like it's at its peak, the best that it's ever gonna get for the space that I'm working with. My goal here was to have something that's always on and ready to go when I want to film. That's something I never had in my content creating career, so convenience here was very important to me. Basically, when I'm ready to film, like I'm filming right here, right now, I tell Google, turn on the studio lights, I hit record, and I'm ready to rock and roll. It's that easy. The original version of this set that I put together about a year or two ago was inspired by Caleb Pike, DSLR video shooter. Caleb had this awesome vision for a one-desk YouTube studio setup that has everything you need all in one place, and his vision is actually the basis behind what I have here. This is literally the YouTube version of lights, camera, action. Turn on and go. The desk I'm using is a new pneumatic sit-stand desk from Apex Desk. I actually made a video on it a few weeks back. Rather than going up and down via a button, it actually uses a lever and a pneumatic air cylinder to raise and lower instead of a motor and electricity. If you're looking for a solid sit-stand desk and you don't want to break the bank, you're on a budget, this is a fantastic sit-stand desk that I cannot help but recommend. It is really great for the price. Since good lighting is so important to video production, and another thing that I actually kind of lacked before this setup, there are a lot of lights around my studio. I'm using 2 Elgato key lights, LED strips, and a few RGB bulbs. This space is bright, and you're probably going to be surprised to hear that I only have these key lights set at 10%, meaning if I set them even higher, I'm going to be blinded every time I record. It's just boom, so bright. The rig that I'm using for my camera is actually a modified VESA monitor desk mount, and it acts as my tripod. This monstrosity clamps right onto my desk and gives me a lot of flexibility in how I can move around my camera. It saves a lot of space compared to using a tripod that would just sit in the middle of the room. To keep things neat and organized, I also mounted a surge protector underneath the desk for managing cables and all of that fun stuff. This is the one desk YouTube studio setup that I dreamed of having for quite some time. It's minimal, it's simplistic, it gets the job done. It is just a reality. It's really crazy to think that, wow, like this is actually a thing. Everything I need is right here, and it's something that I can just truly take with me and plop down wherever it is that I may go in the future. It's a set that I'm always gonna have that's ready to go when I need it. So there you have it, my my friends, my Nintendo Switch gaming setup on the other side of the room and my YouTube studio setup right here. This is only the start of the big plans that I have to truly take what I do to the next level. In other words, yes, my big goal is to invest in a studio space one day. I don't know where it'll go or when it will happen, but I'm excited to see where things go from here. That said, if you're interested in any of the gear or equipment that I'm using in any of my setups, I included links in the description box down below over to my Amazon storefront where I have everything in list form. The same is true for my camera equipment, work from home desk setup, and all of the gear that I use in general. If you want a behind the scenes look into all the things that I use, they can be found over on my Amazon storefront, which is linked in the description box down below. Anywho, that's about it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did and you liked what you saw, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button because it always helps out the channel. And until the next one, I'll catch you guys later. Peace!